Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome back to Minecraft. So I'm sure at this point you're all very well aware of the fact that I enjoy building things that blow up lots and lots of TNT, but I realized up until this point I hadn't actually gone ahead and made a vanilla TNT cannon, and by vanilla I mean a TNT cannon that doesn't require any mods to use. So seeing as that was long overdue, I decided to go ahead and do it. So this is what I built. Now, despite looks, this is actually made entirely out of obsidian, but because obsidian is extremely dark, it's really difficult to see the contrast between it and the shadows. So for the purposes of the video, I went into the terrain.png and reskinned it to look like stone. Now, it runs on 344 TNT per shot, and my goal in building this was, unlike a standard TNT cannon, which is usually one-sided and aims to fire a single or a couple pieces of TNT a very, very long distance, my goal in building this was to fire myself as a human cannonball as high as possible. So that's what I aim to accomplish, and it goes pretty high, I must say. So before we actually go ahead and shoot it, I'll just outline how it works really quickly. Basically, the ignition is right here. It had to be one below the actual block where I stand to get launched, because otherwise, if it's standing on the same level, it actually ignites two pieces of TNT once the cannon is loaded. So basically, once I flip that switch, it sends a pulse of, let me get out of here, sends a pulse of current into the redstone, which goes out on either side. This one goes to most of the TNT, however. So when it comes out on this side, the only really difficult part in building it is getting it so every piece of TNT ignites at the exact same time, because that's what you need to do in order for it to all work properly. So every piece is hooked up through 3 repeaters and 1 set of torches, and that's the timing mechanism. So as the current comes out here, it goes up to these 3 different outputs. And each one of these outputs actually, thankfully, was able through 1 torch to ignite the entire level of redstone, thus doesn't require anything too complicated. Now, had I wanted to use mods, obviously I could have gone ahead and used wireless redstone, would have made my life way easier, but since I wanted to make it vanilla, that was the challenge, this is what I went ahead and did. So each one of these outputs powers both levels, and at the bottom, since it actually does require 4 different sections, the redstone just comes out in 4 different branches and powers the bottom level. And all of the TNT in this thing drops down into this bottom section, and it blows me up really, really high. So yeah, you probably all want to see it in action, so I'll load it really quick, and we'll cut back to me going into the sky. Alright, so before actually launching myself off, I just thought I'd give one more quick flyby, just so you can see what it looks like when it's fully loaded. And basically what happens is you light the redstone. Since the TNT is touching the powered blocks, it all gets lit up, falls down to the bottom, into these slots down here. And technically the whole thing shouldn't need to be made out of obsidian anymore. I just decided to do that because there were a few mishaps in testing it out at first, and better safe than sorry. So let's go ahead and shoot myself off into the sky. Lift off. So you can sort of see I reached the peak of my arc when my block comes into place, and then I start falling down. So I'll try to add a timer in post-production. We'll see if I can get that done, but hopefully so you can see it's in real time. I'll like scroll through my scroll bar and stuff, just so you know I'm not pausing anything. I'll hit the air. Should be around 35 seconds, and there we go. I'd say mission successful. Not bad for a human cannonball. Unfortunately, for some reason the TNT is kind of glitchy, and it doesn't actually all fall down. Some of it actually gets caught up along the way. Even though TNT is supposed to, when you blow it up, fall into other pieces of TNT like that. They'll no-clip into each other. Sometimes it doesn't do that, so it'll actually blow things up like the redstone and whatnot. But of course, since the structure is obsidian, no damage is done to that. So anyway, I know a lot of people are probably thinking this, since I did that whole SDKs mod showcase on Friday. Many people are going to ask, well, why not load the whole thing up with the nuke TNTs from that mod? So let's go ahead and do that and see how much more hang time I can give myself. So I'll return in just a second after loading it up. Alright, so for those of you who did not see the video I posted a couple days ago showcasing SDKs mods, what these are nuke TNTs. So each piece of this is the equivalent of 5 standard TNTs, so the entire tower is the equivalent of somewhere around 1,700 TNTs as opposed to 344 TNTs as in the last launch. Now, let's go up really quickly. Obviously, you can't exactly see the labels on the sides of the TNTs as I am going up here. However, it should launch me a lot higher into the air, to say the least. So as the finale, I'll go ahead and do this. I feel like I need some sort of rocket-related song, but anyway, let's see how this works out. And boom! So obviously all the TNT doesn't actually go off on time in this, it's just due to lag and stuff. But anyway, I'm probably going to be in the air for quite a while now, hopefully longer than last time. So I will take this time to wrap up the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. If you have, it would be awesome if you wouldn't mind taking half a second to leave a rating. I do really appreciate it. It is quite awesome. And yeah, I'll probably upload the save to Mediafire, so if you're interested, you can check the description for a link to a download and stuff. And yeah, and of course you can find the SDKs mods and single player commands and stuff which I use to build it in the description as well. However, unless you want to do the whole nuke thing, it will not require you to use any mods to run. But yeah, looks to be about it. I landed kind of far away there. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all next time.